What's up, everybody? Little Denny Vaughn right here. Some of y'all know we're starting to reopen up and everything, bit by bit, salons, everything else. But I have noticed something lately, though. There's this, I don't know, how can I put it? There's like this, I don't want to call it fear mongering. But at the same time, though, and I hate to use this term, but it just galls me. Fear porn, and that's a terrible term to use. It is. But at the same time, I really think there's a lot more to this than everyone's telling us. And with that in mind, let's go to a BBS news article. Let's see. What's what Mr. Fauci has to say.
States or cities or regions their attempt, understandable, to get back to some form of normality, disregard to a greater degree the checkpoints that we put in our guidelines about when it is safe to proceed in pulling back on mitigation. Because I feel if that occurs, there is a real risk that you will trigger an outbreak that you might not be able to control, which in fact, paradoxically, will set you back, not only leading to some suffering and death that could be avoided, but could even set you back on the road to trying to get economic recovery, because it would almost turn the clock back rather than a major concern center.
By March 6th, the U.S. had completed just 2,000 tests, whereas South Korea had conducted more than 140,000 tests. So partially as a result of that, they have 256 deaths and we have almost 80,000 deaths. I find our testing record nothing to celebrate whatsoever. The fact is their test numbers are going down now because they don't have the kind of outbreak we have. Ours are going up as they have to.
The history of this, when we look back, will be of wrong prediction after wrong prediction after wrong prediction, starting with Ferguson in England. So I think we ought to have a little bit of humility in our belief that we know what's best for the economy. And as much as I respect you, Dr. Fauci, I don't think you're the end all. I don't think you're the one person that gets to make a decision. We can listen to your advice, but there are people on the other side saying there's not going to be a surge and that we can safely open the economy, and the facts will bear this out.
I don't give advice about economic things. I don't give advice about anything other than public health.
Well, that was certainly a mouthful, wasn't it? But, the point being is that, we got to get our economy going. People need work. These are, well, I haven't got one myself yet. We are, it's good that they're doing something for us. Other than always taking our tax money. However, having said that, ladies and gentlemen, we need to open up. Now, we have to be careful. But unless you're in a concentrated area, i.e. the Northeast or somewhere like that, it's not as bad as people make it out to be. Thank goodness. Let's see what. Let me do a little bit more right here. A little bit of transcript right here. A little bit more of Rand Paul. As much as I respect you, Dr. Fauci, he continued, I don't think you're the end all. I don't think you're the one person that gets to make a decision. Mr. Paul went on to assert that outside of New England, The virus has followed a relatively benign course. He told Fauci that schools, which have been closed across the U.S. since mid-March, should be reopened as soon as possible. Mr. Paul was giving voice to a growing sentiment among the conservative base that Dr. Fauci does not have the nation's or the president's best interest in mind. Crowds of anti-lockdown activists in several states have chanted, "Fire Fauci," and the director has required special protection after receiving death threats. Oh, you think? They, like Mr. Paul, have dismissed the spread of the virus beyond the current coastal hotspots, even though data indicates cases are spiking in some areas in the interior of the U.S. It's evidence of a growing political divide within the nation over how to respond to the virus and how and when to begin easing from existing state or mitigation efforts. Dr. Fauci, for his part, responded coolly. "I had never made myself out to be the end-all and only voice of this," he told Mr. Paul. "I'm a scientist, a physician, and a public health official." He added that there is still much more that is not known about the virus, and warned not to be cavalier about the threat to children, given new evidence that they may not be completely immune to the deleterious effects of the virus. Dr. Paul, a practicing physician, was himself diagnosed with the coronavirus last month and received significant criticism for continuing to work in the Senate after being exposed, but before he received his positive diagnosis. Some U.S. states are beginning to lift lockdown orders. Republican-run states such as Georgia, Oklahoma, and Alaska moved first towards relaxing restrictions. California, America's most populous state, also eased restrictions on Tuesday. Offices and some restaurants can reopen provided they follow certain precautions, Governor Gavin Newsom said. So you see right there, folks, across the board, no matter where you're from, people are tired of this stuff. We need to get going. We need to get our industry moving. This is the United States of America. We have the world's largest economy. We need to keep it like that. This is Denny Vaughn. Thank you for your time, ladies and gentlemen. Good night.